Well, here we are. It's about 1:30 on a Friday afternoon. I'm at the Brazos River Lock, and one thing for everybody that wants to know about things is that they only open the lock on the top of every hour unless other traffic, like barge traffic or commercial traffic, is coming through. So that's one thing to keep in mind. I'm traveling back from a trip. Well, right now today I'm traveling back from Galveston. Yesterday I left out of Corpus Christi and I got a little bit of a late start. I was going to make the run up to Galveston and stay at the Harbor House Hotel, which has a restaurant right next door and a Starbucks right across the street. But I got a little bit of a late start and the wind was really bad and the chop was really bad in Aransas Bay, and also I took longer because I was making some meandering routes, checking out some shallow water routes to avoid some of the chop. So that put me behind schedule. I was only able to make it to Surfside, which is about 40 miles from Galveston, and I had to put in a little roach motel there in Surfside, but it was okay. It was called Anchor Hotel, so it didn't have mosquitoes, so that was good. And also I pulled in and there was a fuel dock right there, and I was able to have a hamburger. Didn't sleep too well last night. I was pretty beat up, and of course I was wondering if my Sea-Doo was going to be okay tied up at the dock with all the equipment on. And also, since this is the first time I've ever had my Sea-Doo out on a long trip going north, I've had it going down to Corpus Christi, I was just wanting to make sure it didn't fill up with water or anything like that, because sometimes certain watercraft, they might leak a little bit of water in, but mine is okay. It sat fine in the water all night, and I woke up about I guess about 4:30 or 5, and I hoofed it down the highway about a mile and a half, almost, maybe 2 miles, back to the little marina where my boat was docked up, and was able to fill up with gas, about 9 gallons of gas that I took on from Matagorda all the way to Surfside. And then this morning I went to Galveston, made it to Galveston in about, I don't know, an hour and a half or so. The chop was really bad, the wind was really bad. I cut across heading, I guess, south across West Bay to try and get some more calm water near the backside of the barrier island, and I finally did. It was about a mile and a half or 2 miles across West Bay, and the chop was pretty bad, maybe about 3 feet or so, and the pitch was about maybe I don't know, 6 or 8 feet. So it wasn't a really smooth ride, but once I got to the shallower water, it was pretty smooth. And I skirted up along the back side of the West Bay up to Pelican Island and Galveston, I guess Galveston Island. Made it into the dock at the Harbor House Marina, and put in there and coordinated with the Harbor House people. Of course, that's where I was supposed to stay last night, but I wasn't able to because I got into Surfside and it was getting dark, and I can't run in the dark. And I'm glad that I went ahead and stayed at Surfside, because I couldn't have made Galveston. It would have been really bad. Of course, I didn't have my GPS coordinates or route plugged in from Surfside to Galveston, because in the past it's all been visual and hadn't been a problem at all. But one of the things that I'm going to do when I get back is go ahead and put in the actual route, even though the water is smooth or something. So if I'm in low visibility conditions, like I was this morning, for example, I'll be able to see exactly where my route is. Speaking of low visibility conditions, heading out of Surfside this morning going toward Galveston, I ran into quite a bit of rain, and it's really interesting running in the rain when you can only see maybe 200 or 300 feet ahead of you. It wasn't too bad, because I figured I'd be able to see the barges or whatever if I needed to. On the way back, I ran into rain also, and it's kind of eerie when you're running into the rain like that. It's kind of spooky being out there by yourself, but it's also kind of cool too. So anyway, I've just filled up at Surfside. It took me 17.2 gallons to make it from Surfside to Galveston, Harbor House, and then back to Surfside. So I'll check my track log and find out how much the distance is. But it looks like I can make about, if I'm on eco mode, I can make right at 110 to 120 miles on a tank of gas, which is 18.5 gallons. And that's running at about 5,400 RPM and about 31 to 34 miles an hour, depending on the wind. If I'm running faster, about 45 or so, the fuel mileage goes down. It looks like I get maybe about 100 miles to a tank if I'm running at like maybe 45 miles an hour. The boat goes about 50 miles an hour depending on the wind, and that drinks gas. I get about 90 miles or so, I believe, if I'm running like that. Of course, we'll try and check all this out when I get back to San Antonio, get back home, which hopefully I'll be able to do tonight. I'm planning on making Corpus by the end of the day, and then getting my truck and going back to San Antonio. Okay, that's a little trip report. I guess just in closing, some things that I need to get some Kyalume sticks, green and red, one for the right side, one for the left side. I need to get a white one for the back of my vest or whatever. I should probably get some reflective tape or something like that for my my jacket, my life jacket, so that when I'm walking along the side of the road, people can see me. And also, I probably need a pair of small binoculars. I need to get the USB port put in this craft. I can go ahead and charge with batteries and stuff like that because it's pretty dry on the inside of the storage locker. But still, it'd be nice to have that charging USB port right there handy, right in front of you. Which the Sea-Doo has a charging port that you can have put in right there in the glove box, right in front of you. Filling up gas is really easy on this craft. The acceleration is great. And of course, like any other ski, it doesn't really do too well in the chop, but it does a lot better than the Yamaha. Yamahas would launch and then go slap, slap, slap right down on the water. So those are some things. I'm getting used to the craft again. The last time I took one of these long trips up to the St. Louis was in 2003. And what I'm doing is planning to do another trip up to St. Louis or go to the Florida Keys on this Sea-Doo. Okay, well, that's about it, and I'll check in with you later.